Hey guys, welcome to today's Roadside Find. Doing some traveling back here in coal country. Came across some abandoned structures. Looks like this was probably an old way station, and there's some old mining access roads, which we're not going to go up, but I want to show you some of the structures from the outside here. And we'll see what there are. There's a few more things down the road too, so we'll check out everything I can see here within walking distance, and hopefully try to avoid any unnecessary traffic noise. But if you want to see what roadside finds are here, all you have to do is come along with me. So this is one day I forgot to bring my microphone, so I do apologize for any wind. This looks like possibly an old way station, maybe a check-in guard shack or something. Maybe even something else. Concrete pad is what was making me believe it was a way station, but it may not be. I do see some shells of buildings in the distance there. Again, these are mine workings for a company. Now the property I'm standing on, obviously it's owned by someone. It's not posted though. And we're going to do this respectfully as we can. So I'm not going to obviously break into anything. That building over there is open, so we will take a peek in through the doorway there and just see what it looks like, and then we'll keep moving on. This one here actually has an open door, so let's take a peek inside. Looks like maybe an old break room or something. There's a big tarp hanging here. Bag of charcoal, a table. Sorry about the wind, it's just unbearably windy today. Yeah, not really sure what this is. My guess is maybe a break room of sorts, maybe where you come to clock in, maybe. Who knows? But we got to see the inside of it. Got a little exterior overhang there and a filing cabinet. This one is unfortunately behind a fence. Won't be able to get to check it out. Just kidding. There's the old Caterpillar 245 excavator. Big heavy-duty arm on it. Looks like maybe a jackhammer arm to bust through rock. Possibly. You got some weird, temporary fencing here. It's not really doing a good job at keeping people away, but let's take a peek through the window here. Look up top, you can see are those heaters or lighting? Let me zoom in. Sorry about that, I actually hit the wrong button on the gimbal. But yeah, I think those are lighting fixtures. Looks like they were probably reflective at one point. You can see a counter in there. So it looks like maybe for customers. So it looks like there's maybe a basement over there too. So we'll walk around the other side, check it out. I actually do like that old door though. Got some paint still on it. Metal door with the glass top on it. Oh yeah, there is a basement of sorts. Let's check it from the other side. Right across the road is an old electrical terminal section here. You can see all the connectors and stuff. No longer in use, no longer connected, but still existing. Got a fire hydrant here. Darling. Let's take a look inside the building on the other side here. Again, this is not posted. This is old fencing here, so I'm not deliberately going across any orders, but let's see here. Interesting. See shards of glass. Let's look into where we just wore to. So off in the distance, there's another building there. You could see kind of a shell of it. And here's some of the workings area. And up behind here, behind the electrical area, is a big metal tank, like a big water tank. And there's some other concrete foundations and stuff in the woods. So a lot of old ruins, remnants. You can see right there is the other thing I was talking about. But it's a neat little building. But there is more to see, so let's continue on. Hopefully you can hear me. I just want to make a quick point too. Even though these buildings have what I call the open door policy, I didn't want to go all the way into them just because they are along a busy road here. As you can see how close the road is. You know, I don't know if they still use this area or not, so even though it's not posted, it's not locked up, it's not chained up, I just wanted to be a little bit more cautious about it just because of the location. But again, we do have more things to see, so we're going to walk to them and check them out. So just a quick another look up in the distance is that big water tank. We got concrete foundations going across the top there, and I'm going to cross the road, and what appears to be something here appears almost like steps. Not really having any idea other than steps as to what that could be. Go to wide angle here as I go look at it. If you happen to know if something was maybe slotted there, maybe these were supports for something that was standing up, curious as to what it could possibly be. So behind the trees here is our next building. How you doing? Two-story building, for the most part intact. It's actually a local across the street. I'm gonna see if I get some information off of him. I'll be right back.
I went to school. I graduated from 6th grade across the street here.
Yeah.
That was a school.
Oh, where you saw the foundations there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I graduated.
Does that look like there were steps there? Is that used to be steps right there?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, very neat.
A lot of history, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather telling me.
Yeah.
Well,
Thankfully it changed, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate your time.
Take care.
All right, thank you very much. Well, it pays to be polite, friendly, and courteous, and to talk to the locals. I found out so much from talking to an individual that lives across the street here. He actually lives in a house which is part of a patch town for the coal company. Back there, what we saw, those I thought they were steps, that was actually an elementary school. He went to school there, went to 6th grade there, I think he went up to. So that's the old remnants of a little elementary school that we saw with those brick or stone steps. So what we're looking at here is the former school. What's left of it. Just some foundations, the basement section of it with the windows. But this was that gentleman's school. Oh, look at the steps. Moss-covered steps. Let's get you a peek over the wall here. Yeah, there's some windows still partially intact. Frosted windows. There's another set of steps there. Yeah, there's steps. Or what's left of them anyways. It's like a little closet area. Yeah, those were former steps going up to the top to the main level. This right here is a way station. It was a gravity-fed station that came down, rail cars loaded, it came down from the breaker, and they would stop here. They had a brakeman that would weigh them and then continue on to hook up in the train yard. But this was a gravity-fed way station that they would weigh the coal cars. So he said he's 70 years old, and as long as he's been alive, this hasn't been in operation. So this is going back, you know, 70, 80, 90 years when this was last used. Well, let's check it out though, since we're here. I gotta say, for being as old as it is, it's holding up really well. Now, I don't know when they started using cinder block, but again, he said he's been here 70 years and he never saw this in operation. Actually, it looks like people were dumping furniture in here. It's actually a pretty neat looking building though, with the metal frame windows, and we got the stairs over there. Signs of the paint, like a ugly green color. You even got the levers here for the latch for the windows. And of course, there's got to be graffiti and junk, you know. Oh, there's that little room there. Oh. See, it's got some piping and electrical fixtures. So behind here, which is a dirt access road now, used to be rail tracks. And again, they used to come down loaded coal cars, and they had a brakeman, he said, that would stop the cars to weigh them and then send them on to the rail yard to be picked up by the locomotive to be delivered. Yeah, a lot of decay, just a tiny bit of graffiti. Looks like most people were using it to dump their garbage back in the day. But this is how you learn about history. You know, you stop and check out something. If you're lucky, you get to talk to a local, and he lived across the street his whole life in an old patch townhouse, so pretty neat. I like to try to get around the back view of it. I'm not sure if we're able to, so let's see what we could do. Oh, anybody's looking for their wire wheel hubcap, it's right there. Here's a side view. You can see the windows are staggered, like there's the ground level, there's the halfway point of the stairs, there's the second level. But I do want to see if we get around the back. So here in the back of it, you can see concrete foundation. Probably had something here for the rail cars to stop on to weigh it. There's a pit here actually with some pretty ominous looking water. But yeah, I'm almost certain this was an open pit that the rail cars would have went over, would have had like sensors or springs or whatever they did at the time. Not even sensors, like probably like a manual lever, like an old-fashioned scale. Yeah, I can't really get too close here. I'm going to try to get a little closer. I don't want to fall in the water. But at least it's not windy here. You may not be able to tell, but that water is actually a few feet deep. Kind of scary. There's some old rail ties in there and stuff. It's almost like a bottomless pit. But here is the backside. This is as close as we're going to get here. There's the stairs, which actually look relatively in good shape. They're metal stairs. Yeah, really cool. Let me get a little bit better angle here. It's about as good as I could get. I don't want to go inside, you know, it doesn't look entirely safe. And I don't want to press my luck with having that gentleman be upset about me doing that, since he was nice enough to share the information with me. So we're going to admire it from the outside. There's actually a basement too. I could see steps going down. So 3-story building, really cool. And you can see the windows are, you know, these old, let me go to wide angle. You can see the flip out windows here. A little bit of the paint, like a greenish color. Like I said, I would love to go inside, maybe at a future time, but I don't want to press my luck today. And we still have more items to see, so we're gonna continue on. You know, I'm gonna go against my better judgment. I'm gonna sneak in here behind this pine tree here and get a good look. So hopefully there's no snakes or anything here. Oh yeah, look how cool that is. That is the money shot right there. That is really well preserved. It's just hard to imagine, you know, like this has been sitting empty for decades, like over 50 years at least, according to him. I don't think he would have a reason to not be honest with me either. He's an old timer, you know, and he's lived across this building, crossing the building his entire life, so really high ceilings too. It's a good distance there. Making for some really good photos. The window's actually stuck open by the tree. If you could see, the tree is growing right through it. So this will never close unless you cut the tree. Man, I wonder what's upstairs. You know, that is piquing my curiosity. I actually really want to go inside. All right, let me think about it. I'll be back in a second. At the doorway here, you can see that green color. A little bit darker green than the inside. Because green was the color scheme. It's a mess in here. Very cool, but a mess. I did ask him, he said, yeah, people come and go to check this out. I'm not the first one to come in here, so just to give a quick look, I'm not going to spend much time. There is the basement, which is looking kind of precarious to get to, so I'm not going to bother trying to go down there. But I do want to test the steps. If they are able to hold me, we'll get a quick peek upstairs. Most likely there was a, oh yeah, look at, there's a big arm there. So upstairs, I think, is where they would stop the train, the rail cars, I'm sorry, the coal cars from coming down. I'm almost certain that's a brake that would have went outside. Not 100% positive, but I do believe so. I'm going to zoom in to show you. You can see there's a mechanism there, and it runs down into the ground, probably goes into the basement underground to the outside, and most likely control the stopping of the coal car. Yeah, these are metal and concrete steps. Very solid. Okay, so up here there is graffiti. Yeah, here is the view that you would see if you were working here. How cool is that? That's photo worthy right there. And again, here's the lever. Looks like there was multiple ones. This is like a big handbrake that most likely, again, would have stopped the cars right out here to weigh them. That is so cool. Aside from the traffic, this is a really cool location. They got the old light fixture right there. It's like porcelain. I love the windows. Here's some overhead lighting. You can see you have the pull chain on it. Here I had the fluorescent ones. See, I'm conflicted on the dating because there are some semi-modern things in here, like the cinder block walls, the fluorescent tube lighting. I don't know if indeed everything adds up, but you know, I'm not going to worry about that. I just want to enjoy it. The stairs are incredible though. I mean, that is so cool. And this is, you know, pretty much a raw walkthrough. You know, I'm not doing anything as far as cinematic. I'm only snapping some photos to share with you throughout the video. But roadside finds sometimes like this do pay off. And here's a good back shot. Actually, let me go to this other corner here. So here we are looking directly across from the corner to the other corner. This is why it pays to stop and check out some of these roadside finds. You never know you're going to find a coal car weigh station like this with such a incredible history to it. He did say this is for the Reading Anthracite Company. And like I said, I'm pretty sure this was a brake for the brakemen to stop the coal cars coming down here. But this building is in really good shape, really well preserved. I am a little conflicted on the dates. You know, he said it hasn't been in use since he's been alive, but with the overhead fluorescent lighting, I don't really know when that stuff came out, when it was used, and with the cinder block walls, but I'm not really too concerned about that. I'm just so happy to be able to share this with you guys because it's a part of coal mining history. It's really good shape, and aside from a little bit of graffiti here, it's not bad, you know? It's really holding up quite well. This could easily be repurposed into a home or something else. But we have more to see, so let's keep moving. Does look like we have an abandoned house here. May possibly give that a quick look. I don't think we can get in with the closed door policy. Windows are open, but maybe we could get a peek through the windows. Here's some old fencing. Looks like it was probably an entrance here. It's a double gated, wide enough for a vehicle, but you can tell it hasn't been used in so long with those two big trees growing right inside of it. And it is barbed wired, but as you can see, there are more structures and more things to see. And again, this is open property. I'm not doing any type of trespassing that is posted, so we are going to continue exploring while we're here. And according to that gentleman who I spoke to, he said people come here and check these out all the time. So got a couple cool things here. We got some buildings. Look at the shell of a dozer. Oh, this looks like it might be like a power plant or something. There's some huge tanks in there. Let's see if we get a closer look. Got a little ATV tire. Oh, I see some nature's carpet. So this is just a empty room with a pipe going through it. And there's some electrical type connectors down there. I don't know what this is. Here you can see it's got I believe a metal roof, heavily covered in moss. I'm not going to go too far in here. This is actually a big mud pit. And directly across from us, zoom in to show you, there's some type of connectors hanging there. You can see those. There's one there on the windowsill. Big, solid metal. These are wood doors here. Let's take a peek in here. Wow. This is not like a industrial apocalyptic paradise. I don't know what is. Right to my right, got the heartbeat of it. Big electrical system right here. I don't know the proper name for it. This thing here looks like almost like a casket, like a vault of sorts, the way it's shaped. I know it's not, but that's what it resembles at first glance. Oh yeah, look at this. Big levers. It says makeup supply pump. Makeup supply pump number 1. It's been stripped. You can see everything here. It's pretty cool though. Definitely gonna snap some photos while we're here too. Big tank here, another big tank there. And as I mentioned, you can see this how it's shaped like a casket. There's a big connection there of sorts. This, I don't know exactly what it did. Maybe something to do with powering the breaker or something. There's actually a big tank out there too. And we got a false floor here. It's actually water under here. I don't want to break through though. Oh yeah, that's actually soft. I'm not going that way. I don't know how deep that is or where it goes to. And being alone, I'm not going to press my luck. Hey, look out the window. That's a big, massive tank. We may be able to see it from outside. Got some graffiti on the walls back there. So people definitely have been here. I'm going to try to get up on here and there and see. That's pretty solid. And one thing I just spotted too, this piece of wood has numbers 13 counting down. Some type of maybe chart or measurement. Gotta leap across this here. Okay. Here's a good look at that tank. Pretty massive. It's wood. It's got the rings around it to keep it together, almost like a wine barrel of sorts. And from here you can see the top of the tanks. They are sealed up. Looks like some openings there. I'm not going to go on top of them. Again, I am by myself, so I'm going to go back out the other side and see if we get a view from the back. Okay, we're on the back side of it now. And check this out really quick. So there's a look at the tank out there. I'm going to zoom in to show you. You can see that pipe right there probably discharged the water to fill that up. So that's kind of neat to see it's still intact. Got a big pipe going through the wall. Some wooden steps. And it's got the open air design. The natural skylights. pipe is pretty decent size. I'd say it's probably maybe almost 2 feet in diameter. And people got up there and somebody says, "I love Jason." Oh, well, thank you, whoever you are. Got the lens flare there with the sun. It's actually a pretty cool shot right there. Somebody was having some Mike's Hard Lemonade. I'm not going to go up these steps too far. They don't look like they're very stable. I do want to at least get a view from up here. So here's a little platform. Looks like maybe a chimney pipe there. As I tap, you could see the hole through it. It's all wood up here too, wood walls. On the other side is just where I was. That's the partition, kind of. Bunch of pipes running around. It's a big, looks like almost like concrete type of stuff on top of the tanks here. Little doorway. It looks like it's partially collapsed. And I don't need to go up there. We already know what it looks like. So here is one final view from the inside. Blue sky looks pretty nice, actually. So let's head back outside and we'll check out the remnants of that dozer and then we'll wrap things up. Oh, this is not a dozer. This is actually a locomotive. Holy crap. Wow. It's not like a locomotive for pulling train cars. This is almost like a maintenance away vehicle. What a find. It's actually got the motor in it still. Actually has 2 motors. One right here and one right here. There's the, I think the hour meter. You can't read it anymore. Maybe temperature. Probably hours. Yeah, look at, here's the one engine connected to a type of transmission. Sorry about the wind. There's a big pulley system in there, a bunch of belts on it. And we'll see if we get a view of that cab. I do apologize about the wind. It's actually chain driven. Get a close-up look of it here. Yeah, so there's the train wheel. Got the flange on it, got the brake against it, and it's chain driven. So I noticed that this is actually sitting where rails used to be. If you look in front of it here, there's some rail ties which continue off in this direction. These are all rail ties. So the line was right here, continues up, and up there is where the way station was that I was in before. So the line came right down, and it's probably different sections of track. And this is probably at one point sitting on rails. They probably moved it to rip up the rails. Let's see if we get a quick shot inside that cab. This is one heck of a find. All right, I'm not gonna spend too much time in here. The floor is actually wooden and not exactly intact. But yeah, look at this. As I'm getting snagged on something here. That is so cool. So this is where they would operate at the train portion of it. That's the brake. Got levers for acceleration, stuff like that. For throttle, lighting, anything else. And behind me here is where the operator's controls were for the maintenance part of it. We got all hydraulic levers here. I believe that's a big hydraulic tank right there. They're frozen, but yeah, this would have been someone standing at ram operating to do whatever it does, whether it's something for rails or ties or spikes, I really don't know. Well guys, this was one incredible roadside find. I did not anticipate finding what we found today and learning what I learned. This turned out to be such an incredible location, and I just randomly stumbled upon it from traveling down the road. And I just want to touch on a few key points here. Number one, obviously I do apologize, as I mentioned, about the wind. I didn't bring my microphone. That's a mistake I will not make again, but I didn't plan on finding this today. This turned out to be just random, roadside find, as random as they could be, and we're able to document it. Hopefully you heard me throughout the video with the wind. If not, I probably would have done some type of voiceover, but what we found today turned out to be something special to me. I love history. I love things related to coal mining. I love railroading. This video pretty much checked all those boxes, What we saw was some random buildings. Some of them we checked out more in detail than others. Obviously, my favorite one was that 2-story way station building for the gravity-fed coal cars. That building is remarkable as to how good a condition it's still in. Knowing it hasn't been used in such a long time and it's still sitting there in good shape, I without a doubt would live in that. That could be easily repurposed into a home. Not necessarily would I live in that location, but just as a type of structure like that, it just has such a cool look to it. And that was my favorite building of all. The one right now, which I'm using for my outro to block the wind, is a type of power plant, I'm guessing, or something with water filtration maybe, but there are big tanks, there's big industrial type things, there's electrical components, there's pumps, there's something to do with water, powering water maybe for the breaker, something to do with that from my understanding. And out back here is that railroad vehicle, which I thought was potentially a dozer. I saw the wheels with the flange, the chain driven, immediately knew that was for rails. And as to what it was used for, I don't know. My guess is something to do with spikes or rails or ties, but it looked like a 2-man operation, possibly one man to operate the vehicle down the tracks. The other one was to control the levers, the hydraulic arms, to do whatever work it was capable of doing. If you guys have any information, you're welcome to share it down below. A big special thanks though to that individual who I spoke to. He was just outside working on his car, and what he was able to share with me was just so appreciative. He said that this has been around as long as he's been here, over 70 years, that that was a coal way station building right across from his home. He lives in a former patch town. His is actually the last home of the row of homes in that patch town, which were for the coal mine workers. So that's pretty cool history that he's still kind of keeping it alive, so to speak. The most bizarre thing is that structure we saw earlier, where the foundations of the concrete, I said, that has to be steps. What else could it be? That was indeed his elementary school. What are the chances I met someone that went to that school and was able to tell me all about it? The school is located right across from the coal company here, the Reading Anthracite Company, and he went to 6th grade elementary school there. It's just astonishing that was a school at that location, and that he went there. I met him. He was able to share it. I'm just thrilled that I was able to document this for you guys. And as I say, roadside finds, you never know what you're going to find. This one was a swing and a home run, maybe a triple. I know my baseball terminology is horrible, but anyways, guys, if you like this type of content, I encourage you to not only give the video a thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you do, make sure you choose all on the notification bell, and that way you'll be alerted whenever I upload new content or do some live streams. Also down below in the description, you'll find links to my Facebook page if you want to follow me, and links to my Patreon page and merchandise shop, which will help fund future adventures. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me today on this random roadside find, and I'll see you in the next video. So just some bonus footage really quick here is that abandoned house. I'm not going to go in it. There is an old private property sign on it, no trespassing, but just to give you a look at it, looks like it was one of the old patch town homes here. Oh, I just saw a cat. And it looks like it's been through hell and back, so to speak. Looks actually, oh yeah, there was a fire here. That's why it's empty and abandoned. It was unfortunately a victim to flames. And it looks like a decent sized single family home. They have it, they got car axles and rotors as supports here. And they got it temporarily barred up with just random items here. Yeah, I'm not going to go inside. I'm just going to give you just a quick outside look here. It's probably very unsafe. And most likely anything of value was removed. Probably been empty for years. Yeah, there's just a quick look at it. So, all right guys, thanks for watching.